Well, Ukrainian President Zelensky is looking to extend martial law for another 30 days. Overnight, projectiles were seen over Ukraine's capital of Kyiv, and large explosions could be heard. CBS Evening News anchor Nora O'Donnell spoke with the city's mayor about Russia's assault.
Is your city in the crosshairs tonight, under fire?
Yeah, it's every night, during the day, during the night. People spend weeks in underground, in bunkers. The people was so angry. It's no panic. Instead of panic, they want to fight. They want to defend the city.
So joining me now to discuss the situation in Kyiv is political analyst at the Ukrainian Institute for International Politics, Oleksander Slyvchuk. Thank you so much for joining us, Oleksander. So I start things off by just finding out what the situation is where you are right now.
Thank you, Annie Marie. Actually, I am in the capital city of Kyiv. I stay in my apartment, in my flat, during the last 2 weeks. I've been staying here. Actually, this night was the most dramatic during the whole war in Kyiv, because I was hearing shelling all the night. Actually, a lot of people have already left the capital, and I think that we should really take care during the next few days, next week, because the situation in Kyiv is quite dramatic these days.
Mm-hmm. So you spent the night in your apartment? You didn't go to a bomb shelter?
No, actually, we have accustomed to such a life, to Serena, to bombing. We should respect some basic rules, like not to sleep near the window, to have the back ready. Actually, a lot of my neighbors also stay in their homes. We are like sleeping in the corridors, near the walls. But at the same time, I realized that it's really very dangerous, because this shelling, it's a lottery, actually. It's a lottery, and this shelling can happen with my apartment as well. So for night, it's really better to go to the refugee asylum.
Right. Yeah, it is a lottery. I think the whole world is incredibly impressed with the performance so far of Ukrainian troops. The ability to hold Kyiv and to sort of protect Kyiv as much as possible from the Russian forces. How have they been able to keep the Russian forces from taking this city so far?
Actually, Kyiv is quite big in its population and territory. With agglomeration, it's more than 4 million people. And yeah, a lot of people has already left, but still a lot of people stay here in the capital. And the Russians still fail to round the city. They are trying to enter from the north and from the east, but all these columns of tanks and armored vehicles are always stopped and destroyed. It's very strategically, and if we are speaking in military terms, these columns of tanks and vehicles are a great goal for their artillery, for strike drones, and that is why they failed to enter. That's why Kyiv is really well protected. Ukrainians even blown several bridges to stop the offensive here, and the resistance is really very fierce. Locals, like civilians, have taken up the arms, formed this territorial defense to allow the police and the army go into the battlefield. So in general, the urban situation is under control of this territorial defense. That is why Kyiv still is well protected.
Let me ask you, there's a fourth round of negotiations taking place today, presumably peace talks, if that is what it is. But I'm sort of curious about, your take on that. Do you believe that these negotiations are sincere?
I have a very pessimistic opinion about these talks, because Russia still is not ready to negotiate the peace. They still just want to demonstrate their ability for the peace talks. It's only a demonstration for the international community that Russia wants to impose peace here and any ceasefire. But in general, Russians still have resources. They understand that in 2 weeks, in 1 month, they will face really severe economic problems. And that is why they want to finish this war as soon as possible. That is why they are started shelling Kyiv, because Kyiv is the main goal, and all that these peace talks can really take is a possibility of ceasefire and humanitarian corridor, and that's it. I don't believe that any really stable peace or withdrawal of Russian troops can happen in the next 2 days, because Russia is still not ready, and still Russia doesn't understand this oppression oppression caused by sanctions. They still the Russian economy still resists, and I understand that economic sanctions is like an instrument for long term, but still it should be more fierce.
All right, Alexander, I appreciate you talking to us. I hope that you stay safe. It sounds like you do have a plan, and so my hope is that we'll be able to talk again in better times. Thank you.
Thank you very much.